Well, as we head towards closure on News and Views on this Friday morning, one thing we can't stop doing, and we cannot stop talking enough about Palestine, about the genocide that is unfolding in Palestine, about the destruction, about the degradation, about the dehumanization of the people of Palestine. And that Salaamedia, we have taken this decision, a very, very conscious and informed decision on humanitarian grounds, because we promote humanitarian journalism, that we will not stop. We will not stop. We haven't stopped since the inception, or since the beginning, since the founding of Salam Media. And we've intensified this more since October the 7th last year. Non-stop, we will continue. We will continue bringing you the realities, the harsh realities, the stark realities of this genocide, as we have done in the past, as we have done with people like Abir Zayad out of Al Quds, as we have done with Dr. Matt Gilbert at the height when the medical facilities were being bombed to bits in Gaza, as we have done as recently as a few months ago when Yumna Al Saeed, journalist from Al Jazeera, who brought the harsh realities of reporting on the ground. And now, once again, we will continue. And this is the launch of the Hamza Chalan South African tour. Hamza is a photojournalist, a content creator based in the Jabalia Refugee Camp in Gaza, and we've heard so much about Jabalia in the last few days. He will be our guest at Salaamedia in November 2024. And it's an absolute pleasure for me this morning, on this Friday morning, to launch the Hamza Chalan South African tour live with Brother Hamza himself. Brother Hamza, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome. Jazakallah khairan so much for your time. If you could unmute your mic, please, my brother.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh, and thanks for hosting me today. Thanks a lot
Yes,
for launching my tour.
yes, no, definitely. We are certainly looking forward to you coming through. And we have been reporting on Gaza since the beginning of this genocide. And many a times we thought we knew a lot, we thought we knew enough. But every day brings up something new. And we're seeing the harsh realities, we're seeing the brutality, we're seeing the horror, we see the catastrophe that is unfolding. And sometimes, words cannot say enough. But for someone like yourself, a photojournalist, a content creator, your visuals, the material you sent out tells us a lot more. And I'm sure, with your tour in South Africa, a lot of this will be featuring. Just how are you feeling about coming to South Africa, and particularly looking at this tour, and for someone like yourself as a photojournalist and a content creator?
My opinion about my tour to South Africa is something very valuable, and it's something very necessary for me as a Palestinian local journalist, because South Africa, one of the countries who supported Palestine really quick, the first country stand up against the genocide is South Africa, actually. And South Africa take a very brave step to support the Palestinian who are still suffering during the war since October 7th, and before also the war on Gaza. But they take the serious action after October 7th because of the genocide is taking place in Gaza. And it's still going very horrible times in Gazans, in the northern area especially. We have thousands of people are suffering from hunger and suffering from a lot of humanitarian issues. They don't have enough medicine, they don't have clean water, they're living under fear. This is horrible, and my tour is a part of me sending my people message to the South African people. For me, it's very necessary, very valuable, because we need to tell South African that Palestinians, they deserve the support, and what South Africa did is something very valuable to the Palestinian, and it's actually changed a lot to to also support the Palestinian more from other countries. So South Africa begin. It's like the beginning of the a mercy to the Palestinian, and I am very excited to visit South Africa and just go in a very interesting journey where I'm going to face and talk to the people of South Africa first, face to face, and show them my footage. I would like to show them the work I have done in Gaza. There's a very heartbreaking stories where everyone is going to watch with me, and we're going to hear the story from the witness, which is me. I was filming and documenting every single thing in Gaza Strip. Is very necessary for me to explore South Africa, at the same time send the message of my people through my lens. Through my lens means this is all about my work, how I covered the war, and how Palestinian really did deserve the support. It's very necessary for me because it's different. I'm going to talk about my experience, my personal experience covering the war on Gaza. At the same thing, I'm bringing my footage with me and bringing the the nice footage where people are going to see and listen at the same time. Uh, it's very important for me, and it's happening, and it's actually a very nice chance where I'm going to meet the people and just tell them the real truth.
Well, certainly. In fact, we are playing some of your footage as you are speaking in the background. So for those who are tuned in on our YouTube channel and all the other social media platforms, you can actually see some of the footage that is already coming through. And I must say, since we've learned of your tour to South Africa, I've been going through a lot of your footage as well, and as you mentioned, that it is very, very heartbreaking. But also, I think for someone like yourself, the courage and the bravery that you have displayed in getting and putting all this footage together as well, and to be able to tell the story, because I'm sure there are many journalists who have been killed who have had footage, and sadly they haven't lived, Hamza, to tell the story. But we are fortunate that you are in that position where you will be coming to South Africa and to tell that story.
Of course, it's very necessary subject to talk about where my colleagues, my Palestinian and my local, my people and my colleagues who was working with me in the field, covering the war and how the fear was surrounding us as journalists. So there was very challenging. There's a very big story to tell about the journalists in Gaza who suffered and who covered the war. What's their experience? What's their experience? What's the challenges for them? What they do when, for example, a situation happened. How they deal with covering the war and fear at the same time. It's for me. There's a lot to share about the people who suffered there, and many colleagues have been murdered by the Israeli drones, and they kill many of us. Not one, not two. Over 170 journalists is killed in Gaza because they don't want the picture to come out from Gaza. And this is what we see. Because if the local Palestinians didn't cover the war, local media in Gaza didn't cover the war in Gaza, who is going to cover it since the Israelis is actually putting a siege on Gaza and no one is allowed. No international media is allowed to enter Gaza Strip. Let's say some journalists from South Africa would like to cover the war on Gaza. They're not they didn't allow any media, international media, to enter Gaza to cover what's going on there because it's a true horrific thing to cover. This is going to be huge mistake is doing. But the Palestinians, they didn't step back. They actually go further. Many local Palestinian journalists, they have been killed. They have been under bombardment, under hunger, under displacement. It was very, very tough for them, but they still going and covering the war in Gaza. Ismail Al Ghul, Al Jazeera correspondent, was killed, but before 2 months from now, or maybe less than 2 months, he was killed. And there's many journalists who are on top of the coverage. They're actually get targeted straight away from the Israelis because they don't want anyone to hear or see anything about the Palestinians. They want to done this crime without showing anyone that we done it. They just don't want to show how disgusting the war is in Gaza. They break many laws, they break the international laws, and this is actually very obvious. All many of us have seen the pictures. Not only me as Hamza Chalan covering the war in Gaza. There is many journalists who cover the war and they send the pictures to the outside people, and they're dead now. They cannot talk. It's my responsibility to tell my friends and my colleagues' story. It's my responsibility to deliver the message of the children, the women of Gaza. It's my responsibility to tell the world the truth. The Palestinians they don't want someone to just stand with them without the truth. We're sending the truth, and Palestine didn't. She Palestine cause didn't need someone to fake the news. Palestine just you need someone to cover. That's it. It's very obvious that everyone in the world watched the horrific pictures coming out from Gaza, from Al Madani massacre to Al Shifa massacre. There's tons, like hundreds of massacres happened in Gaza, and we cover it and we deliver it to the outside world. And the Palestinians actually, until now, still suffering. Until now, the Palestinians living in the street beside the roads, they're children inside tents when it's very cold, for example. They're suffering until now. They deserve life. For me, my people, they really need life. And one of the first people who deserve good life, the Palestinian people, because they have been suffering since the beginning of the occupation.
Yes, and also I think, Hamza, what is important through your stories and through your footage, it is you are able to tell many stories about many people, about many facets of Palestinian life, and how this genocide has affected, and also the courage and the bravery of people, the doctors, for example, the those that are in civil service, people that are firemen, people that are rescue workers, people that are humanitarian, that do social work, people that are feeding, about children, about the women, about how the Palestinian society has actually rallied together in this time of extreme crisis, at the time of a catastrophe that is unfolding. And these are the stories that you will be also telling, stories about real people, and not stories just about the numbers. It is not only about the 40,000 and 50,000, because to us it just is a number, but these are stories of real people and their lives and how they have been affected through this genocide. And I'm sure with your tour in South Africa, this is going to feature very, very strongly.
For sure, this is a very, very important. Now, the media is the third power in the world. Media is very powerful, and it's very necessary to show the people the details of the story. It's not only the story, we have to show them the details of the story. We have to show them the truth, nothing but the truth. This is what Palestine need. They need to deliver to the world the truth, and we're giving. This is that's why it's necessary to play a story, for example, on a screen and let the viewers see it. And it's going to be for me very necessary because they're gonna see through my lens Gaza streets, Gaza details, the rubble, the children, how they think, what they think during the war, about the elderlies, about about every single person in Gaza. For example, doctors. I have been covering the war in Al Shifa Hospital, and I was entering the surgery room. It's gonna be shocking for me to show. It's gonna be very heartbreaking to show my people are in the surgery rooms because it's going to be horrific footage. No one will accept people are in pieces, you know. But I have to sometimes show and deliver this picture because it's very necessary. This is how the surgery room, for example, in Gaza, and what's the surgery room looks like outside Gaza. It's a huge different. They actually trying to show and humiliate the Palestinians. They don't want the Palestinians to look good at all. So my responsibility is, yes, it's very necessary to tell the stories of many people, doctors, civil defense crews, and this is actually uh, uh, my responsibility and every journalist who covered the war on Gaza responsibility. They have to deliver the picture. They have to talk about the picture. They have to deliver their footage outside, and they have also the responsibility to talk and talk and talk. This is and also it's a way of uh, expressing our feelings because it's have been so difficult the past year.
Hamza, obviously, I know these are difficult decisions, but at the end of the day, your initiative, what you have done, is commendable. We thank you. We do appreciate it, and I think more so, we appreciate your presence in South Africa to be able to show your footage, to be able to show your to tell your stories. And I'm sure, again, this will go a long way in inspiring people to embrace the cause of Palestine even more than what we have done in the past, and to continue working, to continue striving, to continue doing what we can, speaking out, doing whatever we can at any level, at a social level, at a societal level, at a humanitarian level. And this, the ultimate goal, to embrace this Palestinian cause with our hearts and to work tirelessly, non-stop, for this genocide to end, but more importantly, for the liberation of the people of Palestine, inshallah. And that is what we are actually looking forward to. And we are excited at Salam Media to be able to host you as our guest, inshallah. And I'm sure people right across the length and breadth of South Africa, inshallah, will be looking forward to meeting up with you. But for now, we thank you. Just very quickly, Hamza, I'm not too sure. A quick comment. We've heard the breaking news about the martyrdom of Yahya Sinwar, that he has been killed, and I'm not too sure at this point in time. Do you have a comment on the story that has broken today?
I actually, the Palestinians of Gaza, they're now, we're talking about many leaders is actually down now and they have been murdered. Yani, it's very heartbreaking for the Palestinians to lose their leaders. The Palestinians, I think they will never stop resisting. This is my opinion. And the death of leaders is not the end of the resistance. I think this is my opinion about it, and I think uh, Yahya Sinwar, other leaders, it's not the end. Other leaders is also taking place in Gaza. I'm I'm just trying to send my my sorry to my people. We're sorry to lose our leaders. Yes, we're very sad.
Well, they are martyred, and obviously they are in a better place. And as you mentioned, from the inception, Sheikh Ahmed Yassin, Dr. Abdulaziz Rantisi, we've heard now
Yeah.
Sheikh Ismail Hania, now Yahya Sinwar, and many other leaders. But
Yes.
this is the spirit of the Palestinian people. You lose one, and many more leaders obviously will be there to take their place, inshallah, and continue with the struggle. But for now, Hamza, we're going to have to
I
leave it
think.
at that. And once again, we thank you. We appreciate you taking time out with the
Thank you. Thank
launch
you.
of your tour through your lens, the Hamza Chalan tour of South Africa, inshallah. We're looking forward to that, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليكم.
Well, Hamza Chalan himself, live in South Africa through my lens, the Hamza Chalan, journalist and content creator from Gaza. And you will be able to see Gaza through the lens of Hamza Chalan. And this is all in support of Salaamedia's humanitarian journalism activities. We will continue regardless.
In the
And for
middle.
more information, and if you'd like to host Hamza Chalan, you can contact us on Salaamedia on 011 680-0355, or you can contact our COO Ponti Molasani directly through the lens of Hamza Challenge. We're looking forward to that tour around. I think it's going to be around mid-November. Ponti Molasani can be reached on 081 569 9770. Next up is Fight Up with Hafiz Imran Chunara, and he is the CEO of Africa Muslims Agency. The topic, days are expensive. And just to remind you once again, this hour of news and views was sponsored by Africa Muslims Agency. Africa Muslims Agency, a beacon of hope to communities for over 35 years in Africa and beyond. And with that, have yourself a wonderful Jummah, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The middle of a Zahra neighborhood. The whole neighborhood is already destroyed. More than 17 towers. Here, as you can see, the firefighters trying their best to help. The people are still under the rubble. A lot of the people.
Join Hamza on his exclusive South African tour as he shares his personal experiences, never before seen footage, and powerful insights on the ongoing genocide in Gaza. This is more than just a talk. It's an invitation to witness Gaza through the lens of Hamza Chalan. Don't miss this opportunity to meet the photojournalist who brought Gaza's pain and perseverance to the world in its darkest moments. Follow Salaamedia on social media pages for more on this tour and be part of the conversation.